Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again. It's recently finished at Old Trafford. We finally won there. First time since 2006. It finished Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Can you believe it? Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again. Featured everything to do with Arsenal. It's just finished at Old Trafford. Fantastic win for Arsenal, actually. It finished Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. The goal arrived in the second half, the 69th minute. It was a penalty, actually. It's not very often that Arsenal get a penalty at Old Trafford, is it? In fact, I think the last time was in 2011. So it's been a long time coming. It was definitely a penalty. It was Pogba that had fouled Hector Bellerin in the penalty area. It was Aubameyang who stepped up to take the penalty. He sent De Gea the wrong way as well, put it into the right-hand corner of the net. Fantastic penalty it was. Nice celebration afterwards. And it's given us a really, really important victory. This was a game where we certainly couldn't afford to lose. And the fact that we've managed to win it is a massive bonus as well. When you think we hadn't won here, I say, in the league since 2006. And of course, this was our 30th match since we last won away at one of the traditional Big Six clubs as well. So we've ended that run as well. Finally managed to get the victory. I think we deserved it overall. It was a very tight game, very tactical. We set out with a plan to be very compact without the ball. Maybe still not as expansive with the ball as perhaps we would like us to be. We're not creating an awful lot of chances. In fact, I think we only had 3 shots on target in the whole game. But, at the end of the day, when you can keep a clean sheet and you score one of your chances, then sometimes that's all it needs. I thought, the midfield to me was where the game was won and lost. I thought we had the upper hand in midfield. I thought El Neni and Thomas Partey dominated Fred and McTominay. And even when Manchester United later on made some changes in that area, they brought on Matic and Van der Beek, but we'd won the battle by that stage in midfield. So it was a great performance actually from El Neni again. Once again, he's come into the side and he was fantastic. Drove us forward, nice and tidy with the ball, and I thought he complemented Thomas Partey really well. Partey was able to express himself a lot more this week than perhaps he was able to last week. He drove us forward. He was unlucky actually with a shot that it was a powerful shot, a bit too close to De Gea. That was in the second half. In fact, most of the chances were in the second half. There was only one that we had in the first half. It was a ball whipped in from Bellerin from the right-hand side, and Aubameyang came in at the far post, but it was just too far ahead of him, and he couldn't get the touch on it. And also as well, Willian actually hit the crossbar, with an effort from the edge of the box, trying to curl it in. It always looked like it was going too high, but it did hit the top of the crossbar and went over. Manchester United created very little as well, but that was mainly down to a solid defensive performance from Arsenal, and Gabriel in particular once again really proved what a great signing he's been. Fantastic performance from him at the back, won every challenge, every header, really solid, reads the game really well, and when he had the ball at his feet, he looks comfortable as well now. So a brilliant performance from him. Rob Holding came in his first game for a while because of his injury. Of course, David Luiz was out. Put in a steady, solid performance as well. It's been a while since he's played. Yes, he still sometimes has a few moments where he's not always aware of what's going on around him. But it was a good performance today in the end, nice and solid. And Tierney, as well as the third centre back, he put in a decent performance as well. So we were really solid. In midfield, I say that was where we won the game with El Neni and Partey. The 2 wing-backs got forward well. Bellerin put in a few good balls into the box. Saka worked hard up and down. It maybe wasn't his best game. It wasn't maybe his day, but it was another steady performance from him. But again, the problems are in the front three. We can't get away from it. There don't seem to be any fluidity in our attack. Willian did okay at times. He played a part in the move that led to the penalty. It was his ball inside to Bellerin that produced the penalty. Lacazette had another poor game. It doesn't seem to be coming off for him at all. He was maybe a bit unlucky in the first half. Actually, he would have had a great opportunity to score, but Lindelof just poked the ball off his toe as he was about to shoot. Aubameyang, of course, got the goal with a penalty. Finally ends his run of 5 Premier League games without a goal, his longest run in his career since 2014, and his longest one ever in an Arsenal shirt. but he took the penalty really confidently, didn't he? But other than that, he wasn't really much of a threat, was he, in terms of goal scoring threat? But then none of our front three were. I thought in 2/3 of the pitch we looked good today. Defensively and in midfield, we were outstanding. It was just, I say, in that final third is where it's been breaking down for us. That's been our problem pretty much all season. Certainly been our problem in the last few weeks. And again, it was a problem today. This time, though, you say here's small margins in these big games. It can go either way. And in this particular game, we managed to get the lucky break with the penalty. Of course, our old mate, Mike Dean, we said before the game, he was probably going to give us a penalty or give a penalty in the game. I think we felt it was more likely to go to Manchester United, seeing as he's given them 18 penalties, I think, in his career in the Premier League. But this time it was as we got a penalty. I don't think there was any doubt about it either. Pogba did catch Bellerin's heel as he knocked the ball past him. Silly challenge to make, actually, from his point of view, because Bellerin was heading away from the goal. Wasn't really any danger, but that's, our advantage. Brilliant. And I say Aubameyang stuck it away. But that's still the problem area. That's where we need to work on. We are a lot more solid now. We're a lot more difficult to break down. And towards the end, the last 10 minutes or so, Man United put us under a lot of pressure, as you would expect. But we defended really well. Everybody put in a great shift to get us over the line. Made a few substitutions at the end to shore it up. Mustafi came on for Aubameyang, which raised a few eyebrows, but you can see why. Get an extra defender on made perfect sense. And Maitland-Niles replaced Willian as well. Again, a more defensively minded player on that side of the pitch. And again, it worked really well. And I say Nketiah also had replaced Lacazette a bit earlier as well. And he tried to stretch their defence on a counter-attack a couple of times as well. So overall, everybody put in a great shift. I'm just still a little bit concerned about the front three, the combination between them. And, our final ball again today wasn't great. But, this is a throwback performance, really, and a throwback result to the good old days, 1-0 to the Arsenal. We went with a plan. We carried it out to perfection. We got the break in front of goal. We got the win, and it's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, it's been a long time. I'd say 14 years since we last won at Old Trafford in the Premier League. It's just a real shame, isn't it, that the fans wasn't there to appreciate it. This is an away game I've always enjoyed, even though the results haven't always been the best. But it would have been a great today, wouldn't it, to have been in that away end? That was obviously the end of the ground where the penalty went in as well. So it would have been great to have been there. It would have been a great atmosphere and everything like that. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. The most important thing was that we did get the win. Finally ended, I say, this really, really poor run, not only away at Manchester United, but also away at the technical big six clubs, if you like. I say our first win away in one of these games. It was a 30th game since we last won one, which was back in 2015, January 2015. So it's been a long time. That was also in Manchester, at Manchester City, but we finally won at Old Trafford. So it's been a great result. Let's not go over the top about the performance. There's still a lot of work to do, but it's put us 1 point off the top four. 4 points off the top of the league after 7 games. That's not a bad. I'm sure we'd have took that at the start of the season. It's been a bit of an up and down roller coaster ride so far, hasn't it? Out of 7 games, 4 wins and 3 defeats. It kind of shows where we are. But we finally put this hoodoo to bed. Let's hope now we can go on a run. I think it's important now. We've got some difficult games coming up. Of course, Aston Villa next Sunday in the Premier League. We've got the Europa League game, of course, against Mould on Thursday, but then it's Aston Villa in the Premier League. There's then, of course, an international break. And then our first game back after that's away at Leeds. That's not going to be easy, is it? But if we can get positive results in them 2 games, put a little run together, it's going to put us in a great position. It's going to get us hopefully back in the top 4 for now. And then we can build on that. And hopefully then we can be a little bit more expressive in the final third. But I'm not going to be too critical of the team today because, we've finally won at Old Trafford and it's such a relief and it's such a great result as well. And hopefully, I say this can be the start of a good run as we do chase down a place in the top 4. Just finally, from Manchester United's point of view, they're actually 15th in the league. It's been a terrible start. They haven't won at home yet. So they've got a lot of problems. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Obviously, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what the club are going to do with that. They had a great result in the Champions League. They've won their 2 opening games, but in the Premier League, they've been really poor, haven't they, so far? Which is a shame, isn't it? I'm sure we're all very, very upset about that. But great result, for Arsenal today. They did a great job. Arteta deserves a lot of credit today. Tactically, was spot on. I say we won the midfield. For me, man of the match, it's difficult to choose one. I guess it comes down to 3 alternatives in midfield. El Neni and Partey were both brilliant. At the back, Gabriel as well. I think I'll probably just shade Thomas Partey in this particular game. I thought he was excellent in midfield, drove us forward. He did lose the ball a couple of times, but won it back. So for me, he has to be. He's just gonna shade the man of the match for me. So I just really wanted to give it to Thomas Partey today. I thought he deserved the man of the match for a great performance in midfield. All action, energetics, what we want to see from him, much improved on last week. So that's that there. I say, if you like my channel, if you like what I do, please click the subscribe button. I like to focus on as positive. It's called the positive channel for a reason. I do try to focus on the positives, even when things don't appear to be that positive. I'll try to find positives in them. Luckily today, it's a positive result, and that's fantastic. So I say, please subscribe if you haven't done. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up as well. If you've got any comments about the game today, the performance today, please drop them in the comments as well. It's always nice to hear from you guys. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'll do a full in-depth review of this game in a bit more detail. I'll rewatch it again and pick up on a few points that I've maybe missed watching it live. Sometimes you do. So I'll do a full review of that game tomorrow. Also, as well, tomorrow I'll have my weekly roundup of the Premier League as well. It's getting a little bit more predictable now, some of the results. Although, one or two surprises today. I say Everton lost again, didn't they? And obviously we've won at Manchester United, which of course is a major shock, isn't it? So, so stay tuned to the channel. Lots coming up. Obviously another busy week with Europa League on Thursday. The Premier League on Sunday as well, a big game against Aston Villa. I'll be hoping to get an Aston Villa fan on the channel as well at some point this week to preview that match towards the end of the week, maybe Thursday or Friday. So look out for that as well. But say loads coming up, so please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for all your support so far. And thanks for all your comments, positive comments about the channel. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing it. And obviously with the new lockdown rules about to start this week, I'm sure I'll get more time to put even more into this channel as well over the next few weeks as well. So say stay tuned. There'll be lots coming up. And say thanks for watching. A great result today. It finished at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Brilliant result. I'm so happy with it. And hopefully this is the start of a great run for the team. We can go on now and really push ourselves back into contention again for a place in the top 4. So I say thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Stay tuned. I say lots more coming up over the next few days. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners! 1-0, yes!